Okay, we're doing some chest presses for my mom today. You can see this crazy setup we have. We have the plates just to elevate her feet so she can get her, because her hips are up on the bench. So this is just going to make sure she can use her legs for support. We have her butt on this pad to elevate her hips a little bit because we've elevated her upper body. So rather than having her do like an extreme arch in her lower back, this is just going to elevate her butt. But the main highlight of this setup is actually this foam pad that we have, and then that extra foam pad over top for comfort. But what this is doing is, you can see it's like a half like a circle kind of form. So when she lays down, her shoulder blades can actually wrap around this almost, and it gives her a better stretch and exposure in her chest muscles. So this is how we're going to use her dumbbell benching to help ensure that we build up her chest and don't over-involve her front delts and get her position incorrect. We're going to try to teach her how to use her chest, which is going to help her set up her position even better when we go to barbell benching. So we'll show you a couple sets of this stuff, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, so she's going to lay back. I'm going to make sure this is in place. So, there we go. Good. Nice and strong now. Good. 1. So she's going to go for 10. You can see that this height gives her good foot bracing. Get her hips up, and then she's arching like a normal bench press. And this allows her to get a really good stretch, so that way she can really get that chest involved and not end up pressing through that front delt. So that's the idea of this foam pad, is it's helping her get more and more chest recruitment. And this is something that would help males and females, but females specifically. Sometimes the chest muscles tend to be weaker than the front of the shoulders and triceps, so they're not recruited well. And this is going to help her develop strength in her chest specifically, and then her body will recruit her chest better, even when we go do like a flat barbell bench press for powerlifting competition. Cool. Okay, so here we are for another set, and my mom and I were talking how this is just something that this is a chest-based accessory for powerlifting. So if she wanted to get her bench stronger and she knew that she needed triceps stronger, we would do like dips. You might do cable press downs, close grip presses. You would do things that weren't a flat bench press but were tricep based to get triceps stronger. This is a chest based accessory. So even though this is a really weird setup and you would never be able to bench on a foam pad in a competition, that doesn't matter. We're not doing this for competition. We're doing this to build the chest muscles, just like you would do cable flies, dumbbell flies, anything like that. So very good job, Mom. So it's a pretty cool way to kind of isolate out the chest even more in a pressing motion, because you can see when she's in that position, it gets a really good stretch across her chest. So if this turns out to be something fun, as we progress through it for the next couple weeks, we're probably going to go ahead and make this an actual pad. So we'll kind of take one of these bench pads from Sorinex and kind of rip it up and put this foam pad in there and make it all look official. So that'll be pretty fun, so everybody else in the gym can torture themselves with it. Okay, same thing. Good position. Good. Get a good stretch, good squeeze through your chest. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doing good. Come on. 7. Chest up, ribs up. 8. Good. Cut there, cut there, cut there, cut there. Good. Good. So I stopped it there because she was starting to come forward with her shoulders. She was starting to press through the front delt rather than the chest. So give her a breather, and then we'll explain some more of the benefits of this position. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys in this video was, most often when people do dumbbell presses, even if they're trying to pay attention to really good form, they don't get a full good stretch to where their hands come down to their chest, coming down as low as what a barbell would come on a barbell bench press. You can see with this foam, she can actually go below her chest, if not exactly to it. So this gets her a full range. Whereas when you're doing dumbbell presses, make sure that you always try to get this depth. A lot of times people do dumbbell presses to try to build up their barbell bench press strength. Make sure you stay in good form. Squeeze that chest, 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 push. Excellent job. Good. Control, control. Get a good stretch before you drop. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Excellent. Good. So a lot of people will do dumbbell presses to try to build their barbell press, but they never get a full range of motion, and they're always stopping like kind of short. They'll stop here like this far away from where the bar would actually like have to touch on their chest, and therefore they get really good at kind of the mid-range and lockout of a bench, but they don't get it to transfer over to their barbell bench. And that would be why, is you're not getting a full range of motion with your dumbbell work. So a goofy setup like this helps you do that, and then the work you put in on the dumbbells translates better to your barbell bench press. Okay, my mom and I were just talking about when something like that crazy bench over there is useful. So we had talked about how this is kind of like maybe advanced for some people, but if we look at this, if we think of this kind of drawing here, is if I'm in my first 6 months of lifting, I have kind of like almost anything works. Like anything that would be in this much of like information scheme would work for me. So whether I train 3 days or 4 days, whether I do sets of 6, 10, or 14, pretty much everything's going to kind of work. As you get into like more advanced, you get more training experience, and your body gets more used to these style of stimulus, like just a variety of stimulus. In like maybe the second 6 months of my lifting career, now kind of less stuff works. My body got accustomed to kind of the miscellaneous things on the fringes that weren't necessarily specific to my goal. They were just so new that they worked. Well, now the stuff that isn't new anymore and didn't really equate well to your goal doesn't work. So you have to get more narrowed into specifically what you need for your goal, and now that your body is more experienced. In the third unit of 6 months, that gets even smaller. In the fourth unit of 6 months, that gets even smaller, and it would continue to go down your lifting career. So if you think about it, at first here, any dumbbell presses would work, whether you're flat, decline, incline, whether you're neutral grip, regular grip, whether you're doing sets of 6, 10, 14, 20, anything. As you get further down, if I want to grow my upper chest versus my middle or lower chest, I got to start doing the incline. So now the decline stuff doesn't work as well for my specific goal. Then all of a sudden, if I get further down, I'm like, oh, you know what, I got pretty good upper chest, but I'm kind of missing the inside edge by my collarbone. Well, now you want to do narrow grip, neutral grip stuff, and that's like maybe squeezing a big 100-pound D-ball and doing chest presses, or squeezing plates together or dumbbells together and doing chest presses at a slight incline, like 15-degree incline. Now, all of a sudden, that hand position has to be specific, that angle has to be specific. So more specific stuff is the only thing that will work. So that's the idea of this. As you get further and further in your lifting career, that this kind of goofy, crazy stuff becomes necessary. So my mom has been lifting weights for 14 years now, so we have to get more fine-tuned with what we think will get to exactly where we need to work. So that's why some of this stuff looks a little crazy, is if you're brand new to training, you can definitely still do this because it's fun. It doesn't mean that it's too advanced for you or anything. It's fun to do. Is it necessary? Probably not, but it's fun. As you get further down your lifting career and you're in this kind of group right there, sometimes this is the only thing that'll push you to the next level. So having fun and experimenting with this kind of stuff is fun for beginners, and it's necessary for advanced people.